Hey guys, welcome to my video. I'm your host, the J-Man. Today I want to talk about Metroid Other M on the Nintendo Wii. Now I've been playing this game for about 3 days, and I think I'd like it. It's a pretty good game. I like the design and the gameplay. It's very familiar. I like how it's reminiscent of the old school Metroid. Metroid for the Nintendo, Metroid on the Super Nintendo. Those were really good games, and I like the way they kept it side-scrolling, but also made it three-dimensional. So I think the game is, I'm going to say it's predominantly side-scrolling, like maybe 75%. Which is really good for Metroid. You gotta have some side-scrolling, because at Metroid, if you remember the original, it was always a room, a horizontal room, followed by a vertical room. Horizontal room, vertical room. Horizontal room, vertical room. And that's how they designed the map. So those long horizontal passageways have become nostalgic for Metroid. That's a cliche for the game series. It needs to be there, and they implemented it really well this time. So you have those horizontal and vertical passageways. But the vertical passageway, they have one I remember that I played yesterday, and you're going up this elevator shaft, and you have to jump back and forth from ledge to ledge. And at the top, you shoot something, and elevator falls down, and also, you know, this creature is chasing you. And I thought that was a really cool sequence. I enjoyed that. So far, the game's been delightfully surprisingly good. And you know, the more I play it, the more interested I get. I think it's a step in the right direction. The Metroid Prime series, I wasn't a big fan of, because it was basically a first-person shooter, and I think it took away from a lot of the elements of previous Metroid games that were important, like the platforming, you know, finding those little tiny passages where you have to go into the morph ball and roll through a tube, and you know, just things like that, which I missed. Mostly the platforming. Oh yeah, the fact that Team Ninja developed this game, I think that says a lot. Nintendo usually takes their own franchise and develops it themselves. Mario, Zelda, Kirby, those pretty much get developed in-house by Nintendo. But this time, they chose to allow a third-party developer, Team Ninja, to basically design the gameplay, and I think also to some degree the graphics, pretty much the whole game. But Team Ninja did an excellent job. You can tell it's got their signature in it. If you like the Ninja Gaiden series, you really like this. It's very familiar. It's got these, like, you know, really close quarter melee style finishers, which they call what is it called, critical kill or something like that. You know, where Samus takes her arm cannon, and points it right up against the head of an enemy and shoots it, or she does some type of kick maneuver, or swings some creature around by its tail and throws it. Those are really cool stuff, and new to the series. Well, you can tell it's definitely that Ninja Gaiden flavor. One complaint I have with the game: there are moments where you absolutely have to zoom and, you know, aim using the Wiimote. Okay, so normally you hold the Wiimote horizontally. Okay, it's kind of weird, but yeah. Anyway, you hold it horizontally, and when you want to aim, you flip it, point it towards the sensor bar, and it goes into a first-person mode. Alright, when you're doing that, when you're aiming, you can only control your cursor or your crosshair. you can't control Samus. So in other words, Samus is just standing there out in the open, pretty much ready to be hit by anything and everything. If you're getting ready to take a shot, it's going to take a little bit of time before you can go back to moving again. You won't be able to dodge right or left in the middle of aiming. So if there's an enemy that you absolutely have to shoot a missile at in order to hurt, and this thing is constantly firing at you, it's constantly shooting at you, you're going to take some damage, okay? Not to mention that there's more than one enemy, which is often the case. So I think that's a big flaw, that you can't evade while aiming, and you absolutely have to aim to shoot a missile. I mean, in the previous Metroid games, you're able to shoot a missile whenever you want. You don't have to aim. You can just point, you just fire. You can just fire the missile. Okay? In this game, you have to lock on to a target, which means you have to go into the first person mode. You have to, maneuver the cursor in order to get it to land on an object. Hold down the fire button, wait for it to lock, release the button, and then it shoots. Okay? And the time it takes to do that, your character is going to get hit like 3 or 4 times at least. And I think that's a major flaw, especially in the beginning of the game. You don't have much energy. Yes, you can recharge your energy, but you have to get into a spot where you're not a target, where you're not going to get hit. And very rarely are you going to be able to do that, because it takes a lot of time to recharge your energy tank. So yeah, I think that's kind of a flaw too. But other than that, very good game so far. I highly recommend you pick it up, give it a try. If you have any questions that you'd like to know about the game, feel free to ask me. I'm completely open to any questions you have regarding the game. I'd love to fill you in on the details. There's a lot to talk about, and I look forward to it. So thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.